All right, everyone. A major Democrat just made another major boo-boo. In the Indiana Senate race, you have a man called Joe Donnelly. I believe he's the incumbent in that race. He's a Democrat running. He's quite vulnerable. He's been trailing by a couple of points behind his opponent now for the better part of a month. So he's already the underdog, technically. Not by a huge, insurmountable margin, but he's been generally trailing a bit. They just had their last debate last night. And unfortunately for Donnelly, he decided, what do you think I should do at the debate? Should I be astute? Should I say things in a proper manner? Or should I put my foot in my fucking mouth and probably lose myself this Senate bid? I think I'm gonna eat foot tonight. Joe Donnelly came out and he appeared to insinuate that he was surprised that his staffers, some of them are minorities, that they had done well, like they had done a good job. Now, unfortunately, if you're a Democrat, your constituents, 90% of them might forgive you for that. There is a rising core, though, within the Democratic Party of mostly ideological far leftists that already don't like neoliberals. They're siding with them because they think Trump is scary, but if somebody comes out and says something like this, on a debate stage, this didn't require undercover journalism. It didn't require secret recording in a back room of a bowling alley somewhere through a cloud of cigar smoke supplied by Uncle Pennybags. All this required was him getting up on stage and very voluntarily in front of a live audience of some probably tens of thousands of people watching online alone, basically destroy his own campaign. Let's say that you're, statistically tied behind a point or two, more or less a statistical tie. You've got like a 45% chance of victory. It's within the margin of error. And then you come out and you do something that alienates 2% of your voters, causes them not to go to the polls at large numbers, maybe some of them defect to the other party, some of them vote for Mickey Mouse. That destroys your campaign because it's a close race. Now, what do we know about the Indiana race? This is one of those races the Democrats desperately need to defend. Like, they were hoping to knock Ted Cruz off. That's not happening. That puts the Republicans at 50 Senate seats. They retain control. The problem is, of course, if they win nothing further than that, Mike Pence has to come in very visibly and in a very partisan manner and cast the deciding vote when there's an inevitable deadlock. That wouldn't look good. It would actually be better for the Republicans to come in a seat behind than to have a tie because of the optics of the situation. Yeah, you win the battle, but you lose the war, in other words. For 2020, it would be disastrous. It looks now, though, like they pick up Indiana, so that's 51. They probably pick up Missouri, that's 52. 52. They have a good chance in Arizona now with Sinema getting hit, so that's possibly 53. Florida's a 50-50 case, so that would be, again, 53, 54 seats they could end up with at the end of the night very easily. It wouldn't even take that much effort, and they're still in the running in Montana. Menendez in New Jersey is technically in a toss-up now, although he's been riding ahead. Any significant scandal knocks him out. Like, imagine if Veritas has managed to embed someone in Menendez's campaign and expose some new slimy thing that he's done. Republicans probably end up with an extra seat. They end up at 50-5. Now then, I think H.A. Goodman's predicting like upwards of 56. I think he's expecting more or less all of these races to go towards the Republicans on the basis of differential turnout and polling bias. I would say there's no systemic evidence that there's the same kind of polling bias as in 2016. It could be wrong. The methodology still appears to be flawed, and if we sync it up with early voting results, it does look like there has been at least a small bias in favor of Democrats. But this should terrify the Democrats. It should terrify the Democrats to think they could lose 4 additional Senate seats and it wouldn't be outside of the realm of statistical possibility. It should terrify them that a couple points in these House races that are toss-ups could throw the House back to the Republicans and keep the Democrats from winning it. Again, a reason I'm not going to make an official House prediction. It's impossible. There's not enough polling in some of these toss-ups. Can I ask the media something? Don't you think that in such an important election, when you're talking about blue wave, red wall, all this other bullshit, don't you think you could do more than one poll in a race that you yourself mark as a toss-up within the House? All you have to do is do this for a dozen more races and it'll push one party or the other over the threshold. That's all you have to do. Get together with the rest of the polling firms and canvass these fucking races. Instead, we're less than a week out from the election. In some of the cases, we have one poll that's 2 weeks old determining that it's a toss-up. That's not enough numbers to go on. That poll could be a 10-point outlier. It could be totally outdated. There could be 10 points of poll movement since then, whether it's accurate or not. You have no idea what's going on. Nate Silver has no idea. He's basically guessing. Guessing and praying, I think, at the moment. Well, I'm not going to guess at all, so I don't have to pray to the odds gods like Nate Silver does. And he's sitting there acting like there's still a chance the Democrats will control the Senate at the end of the night. Oh my goodness, is he in for a Senate surprise? I can't wait to see that fucking meltdown. I can't wait to see, Chuck Schumer. And Nancy Pelosi could be Speaker of the House, but Chuck Schumer can't be, Senate leader. It's going to be hilarious. But Donnelly probably hanged his own campaign. In Vermont, you use them interchangeably, by the way, just FYI. It's in Eastern Vermont parlance. Yeah, Donnelly's probably cooked. He was already 2-3 points behind, so fuck him. And he comes out and says stupid shit on a debate stage. He can't do what McCaskill did. She blamed Veritas and tried to shoot the messenger. Sinema's trying this. Gillum will probably try this now that he's been exposed. This happens over and over, both with GOP and Democratic campaigns, but when you yourself as the candidate have done something stupid, it becomes more difficult. It's like when Mitt Romney got up on stage and started, talking about Russia being our main foe, and he left himself open to be easily attacked by Obama on the debate stage. His support began to dwindle after that. It was considered, laughable. Or, killing big birds, some of these other things throughout time, horses and bayonets, that are still memorable, and anyone who was politically active during that period of time remembers it. Or you'd think about the 2016 election. Yeah, you can pull forth dozens and dozens of examples of this basic thing. Hillary Clinton's deplorables comments. Probably not great for building a larger voting coalition. Great for energizing the base, but you can't energize them if you're not far left at this point, especially if you're a 70-year-old woman who's already been in the White House 20, 30 years ago. Doesn't work that way. So yeah, the Republicans are rising again, which is good for them. It doesn't appear that the synagogue shooting caused any poll movement. In fact, if it caused any, it could be in the other direction because the Democrats have a tendency to overstretch. They're desperate. They're looking at their lead dwindle. Drudge comes out yesterday with a headline through Yahoo, the Democrats' chances in the House rise. I'm not sure I agree with that. I can't honestly say for sure. You've got, 35, I think, toss-up races. Either party would need, however many to win. I think the Democrats need 1 or 2 less of those 35 in order to be over the threshold. Can they actually do that, though? I mean, I'm not 100% sure that they can. And then you keep having these individuals get targeted, and they do stupid shit. Or like Donnelly has done, they don't even need to be targeted. Like, this is a windfall for the Republican Party. Another vulnerable senator has said something that might only alienate 2 or 3% of the undecided voters. That single point or so of movement within the polls destroys his possibility. It reduces him from, hey, he's got like a 40% chance going to, hey, he's got like really a flying fuck at a rolling donuts chance at this point. A snowball's chance in hell. That's about all. Peace out.